9 dangerous Feng Shui signs hidden in your home. Don't ignore them. Surely, you've heard the stories about houses that bring bad luck, where everything seems to go wrong. But have you ever wondered if your home might be harboring hidden signs that could negatively affect your family's health, finances, and overall well-being? Some signs are easy to overlook, but they might be dangerous warnings that you cannot ignore. If your house has these signs, you might want to stop and think again. Don't be quick to dismiss this as mere superstition or baseless beliefs. Everything we're sharing today is based on ancient Feng Shui, or Feng principles, that have been validated over thousands of years. These aren't just spiritual beliefs, they are grounded in scientific principles that deeply influence the energy and atmosphere of your home. Let's explore these easily recognizable signs that could change your life. Don't miss any details in this video. Stick around until the end to grab important information that will help you protect your family. And don't forget to leave a comment below the video. I am always ready to receive positive energy. Or I am a magnet for wealth to share good energy with the community. If you find this video useful, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next videos. Now, let's explore the important signs to avoid when choosing a home according to Feng Shui. The first warning sign: a large dead tree in front of the house. The first major warning sign to watch for when choosing a home is the presence of a large dead tree standing in front of the house. At first glance, this might seem like a small issue, something that can be overlooked. However, in Feng Shui, or Feng Shui, as it's sometimes referred to in this context, it holds much more significance. A large dead tree can be a dangerous symbol that disrupts the energy around your home, impacting the vitality of the entire space. In Feng Shui, the area directly in front of the house is called the bright hall. This is where the first wave of energy enters the home, setting the tone for everything that follows. When this area is clear and vibrant, it allows positive yang energy to flow freely into the home, bringing peace, prosperity, and harmony. However, if the space is obstructed or filled with a symbol of decay, like a dead tree, the energy flow becomes disrupted. In Feng Shui, a dead tree in front of the house represents negative yin energy, stagnant, lifeless energy that can slowly drain the life force from the space. A dead tree in the front yard represents decay and stagnation. It's not just an aesthetic problem, but a spiritual issue that can affect the overall energy of the home. The symbolism is powerful. The dead tree is like a silent sentinel, warning of disruption and the gradual draining of positive energy. Here's how it works. Energy depletion: the dead tree blocks the flow of vitality and allows negative energy to take over the space. As energy becomes stagnant, it begins to seep into every corner of the home, impacting the people living there. You may notice that the longer you stay in the house, the more drained you feel, emotionally and physically. Physical and emotional symptoms. People who live in homes with a dead tree out front often report feeling constantly tired, experiencing heavy emotions, and struggling with health issues. These can include everything from unexplained fatigue to stress-related illnesses. In extreme cases, the family may face financial problems and a sense of stagnation in their personal lives, as if nothing is progressing. Let's consider the story of a family who moved into what seemed like their dream home. The house was new, located in a wonderful neighborhood, and everything appeared perfect. However, a few weeks after moving in, they began to experience a series of unfortunate events. Their health declined, their energy levels were always low, and they felt emotionally heavy. The family noticed that the house never felt quite right, even though everything seemed fine at first. After seeking advice from a Feng Shui expert, they discovered that the large dead tree in front of their house was the root cause of their issues. The expert explained that the dead tree was blocking the flow of positive energy, leaving them vulnerable to negative forces. The family decided to remove the tree, replace it with a healthy, thriving one, and noticed a remarkable change. Their energy improved, their health got better, and the overall atmosphere of the home became much more peaceful and inviting. If you come across a house with a large dead tree standing in front of it, it's important to be cautious. This isn't just about an unsightly tree, it's a symbol of negative energy that can impact your life in many ways. If you absolutely must live in such a home, here are a few steps you can take. Remove the dead tree. If possible, remove the dead tree and replace it with a healthy one. This simple act can restore balance to the energy of the home, allowing positive energy to flow back in. Improve the soil. The soil around the tree may be toxic or depleted. Consider improving the soil quality by adding compost or other nutrients to encourage healthy plant life. Plant new greenery. If you're unable to replace the tree, you can plant other forms of greenery, like shrubs or flowers, to reinvigorate the area and encourage the flow of life and vitality. By taking these steps, you can significantly improve the energy of the home, and protect yourself from the negative influence of a dead tree. The second warning sign: a large vertical crack running down the main wall of the house. Another major red flag when choosing a house is the presence of a large vertical crack running down the main wall of the house. The main wall, often referred to as the backbone of the house, is crucial for providing stability and structural support. A crack here is not just a construction flaw, it represents separation, instability, and misfortune, both physically and energetically. In Feng Shui, the main wall of the house is considered the core foundation of the entire space. It serves as a stabilizing force, circulating positive energy, yang energy, throughout the home. The integrity of this wall is crucial for maintaining balance and harmony in the household. When the main wall is compromised by a large crack, it disrupts the energy flow, resulting in imbalance and a lack of stability within the home. A large vertical crack on the main wall is a deep wound on the house's body, causing an energy leak and allowing negative forces to enter. This not only makes the house physically unstable, but also affects the mental and emotional stability of the inhabitants. Here's how it affects the home. Energy drain. A crack in the main wall creates a path for positive energy to escape while negative energy enters. This leads to a drained environment, where the flow of energy becomes disrupted, leaving the inhabitants vulnerable to emotional and physical discomfort. Physical and mental impact. People living in homes with large cracks in the main wall often report feeling constantly tired, stressed, and anxious. This is because the imbalance in the home's energy directly affects the residents' physical health, causing chronic health problems, sleep disturbances, and low energy levels. The instability also takes a toll on relationships, causing arguments and a general sense of unease within the family. Consider a family that bought a beautiful home in a great location, excited to start a new chapter in their lives. However, after a few weeks of living there, they began experiencing unexplained fatigue, insomnia, and a general sense of unease. The husband found it difficult to concentrate at work, and the children struggled to focus in school. No matter what they tried, the house just didn't feel right. After consulting with a Feng Shui expert, the family learned that the house had a large vertical crack running down the main wall, directly in line with the area of the house associated with wealth and career. The expert explained that the crack was causing the energy to leak out, affecting the family's emotional well-being and financial stability. They decided to take action by having the crack professionally repaired, and they also used Feng Shui remedies like rearranging the furniture, and placing energy-blocking symbols in certain areas of the home. Over time, the family noticed a dramatic improvement. They felt more energized, their relationships became more harmonious, and their work life became more stable. If you encounter a house with a large vertical crack on the main wall, it's important to take it seriously. The crack isn't just a cosmetic issue, it's a sign of underlying instability that could affect every area of your life. Here's what you can do. Have the structure inspected. Before moving in, it's crucial to have the house's foundation and structure thoroughly inspected. This will help identify any deeper issues that need to be addressed. Repair the crack. Ensure that the crack is professionally repaired, and that the structural integrity of the house is restored. Simply covering it up with paint or wallpaper will not address the root cause. Use Feng Shui remedies. To restore balance to the energy of the house, consider using Feng Shui remedies like mirrors, energy-blocking charms, or crystals to redirect the flow of energy and enhance the positive energy circulation. By addressing the crack and the underlying structural issues, you can restore balance to the home and protect yourself from the negative effects of energy imbalance. 3. The house without sunlight. One of the most significant warning signs to look for when choosing a home is whether or not the house receives sufficient natural sunlight. The absence of sunlight is more than just a physical issue, it's a spiritual and energetic concern as well. In both Feng Shui and from a scientific perspective, sunlight is a powerful source of positive energy, yang energy, symbolizing life, vitality, and the free flow of energy throughout your space. In Feng Shui, sunlight is considered an essential element for a healthy, harmonious living environment. It is not only a source of warmth and light but also the key to the flow of positive energy. In the language of Feng Shui, sunlight represents yang energy, which is active, vital, and full of life force. When a house lacks sunlight, it can quickly become overrun with yin energy, which is passive, heavy, and often depressing. A home that is constantly shaded, whether by nearby buildings, large trees, or just poor architectural design, tends to create an environment where energy becomes stagnant. The energy doesn't circulate freely, and instead of creating a vibrant, healthy living space, it results in a place that feels dark, heavy, and lifeless. A house that doesn't receive enough sunlight often falls into a state of energetic imbalance. The yin energy can overwhelm the space, leading to a lack of vitality. This imbalance manifests in a variety of ways. Health problems. People living in homes without adequate sunlight may begin to feel chronically tired, lethargic, or even depressed without knowing why. This is often a result of the body's lack of vitamin D, which is produced when the skin is exposed to sunlight. Vitamin D is crucial for immune system health, mood regulation, and overall well-being. A deficiency can lead to weakened immune systems, bone health issues, and even depression. Depressed atmosphere. A home that lacks sunlight can feel stuffy, musty, and dreary. Furniture may begin to degrade more quickly due to a lack of air circulation. And indoor plants may wither and die. The absence of natural light can lead to low spirits, irritability, and a sense of disconnection among the people living there. Struggling with daily life, the lack of sunlight can also affect other areas of life. People living in such homes often report feeling exhausted throughout the day, unable to keep up with the pace of life, and increasingly isolated from the outside world. Work performance may suffer as focus and motivation wane, and personal relationships may become strained due to the heavy energy that surrounds the home. Consider the example of a family who moved into a home located in a beautiful neighborhood, with a lovely interior and a great price. However, after just a few weeks, they started to notice that the atmosphere in the house felt unusually heavy. The children began to experience frequent mood swings. The parents felt chronically tired, and they noticed moldy smells starting to develop in the house. At first, they thought it was just due to stress from adjusting to a new environment, but after consulting a Feng Shui expert, they discovered that their house didn't receive much direct sunlight. It was constantly shaded by large trees and neighboring buildings. This lack of sunlight was creating an energetic imbalance, filling the home with stagnant, negative energy. Once they understood the connection between the lack of sunlight and their declining health and mood, they took steps to improve their situation. They made changes to their interior layout, removed some of the obstructions blocking the sunlight, and brought in more plants to improve air quality. Over time, they began to notice that they felt more energetic, happier, and the atmosphere in the home became lighter and more vibrant. If you are considering a home that is not well lit by natural sunlight, it's important to pause and evaluate the situation carefully. No matter how beautiful the house may be, a lack of sunlight can result in a home that feels lifeless. If you must live in such a space, it's important to maximize the available sunlight as much as possible. Here are a few steps you can take. Rearrange furniture to let light flow freely through the room. Use lighter colored paints and reflective surfaces to help reflect whatever sunlight does come in. Install larger windows or skylights to let in more natural light, especially in areas like the living room or bedroom. Bring in more plants to help purify the air and brighten the space. While these solutions can help, sunlight is irreplaceable. A home that consistently lacks sunlight can have long-term consequences for both physical health and mental well-being. If possible, choose a home with natural light pouring in, particularly into areas where you spend the most time. 4. House near an abandoned temple or cemetery. The next critical warning sign involves houses located near abandoned temples or cemeteries. These places, though often peaceful at first glance, are filled with negative energy that can have a significant impact on the health and fortune of the people living nearby. Abandoned temples or cemeteries are often filled with stagnant energy. In many cases, spirits of the departed may still linger in these spaces, creating an environment that is not ideal for the living. While temples are places of worship and energy when active, once abandoned, they lose their sacred power and become heavy, dark, and unwelcoming. Similarly, cemeteries are inherently filled with yin energy, the energy associated with the dead. In Feng Shui, it is believed that living near such places can have a profound impact on your personal energy. These spaces are emotionally draining, creating an atmosphere of heaviness and disconnect that can lead to various health and emotional issues. Living near an abandoned temple or cemetery can lead to a variety of negative experiences, both physically and emotionally. These places are often stagnant and can create an imbalance of energy, causing the following. Sleep issues. Many people who live near these places report feeling restless and experiencing insomnia. The stagnant energy around the cemetery or temple can disrupt the natural sleep cycles of those living nearby, leading to poor rest and health problems over time. Loneliness and isolation. The energy in these spaces can create a feeling of disconnection. People living near abandoned temples or cemeteries may experience a sense of isolation and may feel emotionally drained. Families might find that they have more arguments or feel distant from one another. Health problems. The yin energy that lingers in these places can also have a negative impact on health, contributing to chronic fatigue, headaches, or even more serious conditions like depression. The stagnant atmosphere can make it feel as though the life energy around you is being slowly drained. A family moved into a lovely house in a serene, rural area, but soon after settling in, they began to feel an overwhelming sense of unease. The house was beautiful, and the location seemed perfect, but after a few weeks, they started experiencing constant tension. The children struggled with nightmares, the parents felt emotionally drained, and they began facing difficulties at work. They discovered that their house was located near an abandoned temple that had been left empty for many years. According to a Feng Shui expert, the lingering energy from the temple was affecting their home, contributing to the emotional strain and health issues they were experiencing. Once they understood the connection, they made efforts to cleanse the space. They used Feng Shui remedies, such as energy-blocking charms, mirrors, and symbolic objects to help restore balance and clear the negative energy. Over time, the family noticed an improvement in their overall well-being, and the atmosphere in the home became much lighter. If you're considering a house near an abandoned temple or cemetery, it's essential to take the energy of the location into account. While these places may look peaceful, they can harbor negative energy that can significantly affect your life. If you must live near such a place, here are a few steps you can take. Use Feng Shui remedies such as energy mirrors, brass cords, and symbols of protection to cleanse the energy around your home. Regularly clear the space through rituals like smudging with sage, or lighting candles to create a more positive atmosphere. Consider planting new trees or flowers to help shift the energy, and encourage growth and vitality. Living near an abandoned temple or cemetery is not ideal, but with the right energy adjustments, you can restore balance, and create a more harmonious living space. 5. The house where someone passed away suddenly. One of the most unsettling warning signs when choosing a home is the presence of a house where someone has passed away suddenly. This is considered a significant bad Feng Shui sign, as an unexpected death, whether from an accident, suicide, or any unnatural cause, can leave behind a strongly negative energy within the home. In both Feng Shui and scientific terms, this type of energy can create an environment where the residents feel anxious, unsettled, and disconnected. In Feng Shui, it's believed that sudden or unnatural deaths leave an emotional and energetic imprint on a space. This imprint can have lasting effects on the living, especially if the individual's death was traumatic. Whether it was an accident, sudden illness, or suicide, the negative energy can linger in the home, creating an atmosphere of unease. The energy drain, the energy associated with such deaths, is often disrupted, creating an imbalance in the space. It's believed that these energies can manifest in physical discomfort, or emotional turmoil, affecting the people living there. Spiritual and emotional tension. In Feng Shui, it's suggested that spirits or emotional residues can attach to the location of the passing. This residual energy may manifest as a feeling of heaviness, unexplained noise, or even a sense of being watched. Living in a house where someone passed away suddenly can lead to a variety of negative effects. These include both physical and psychological impacts. Constant unease and anxiety. Many people living in such homes report feeling a constant sense of anxiety or unease. They may feel like something is wrong, even though they cannot explain it. Some even hear strange noises, feel cold spots, or experience nightmares. Health problems. Those living in homes where someone passed away suddenly often experience unexplained health issues, such as headaches, fatigue, or chronic insomnia. This is due to the negative energy in the house, which can drain the physical vitality of the residents. Emotional strain and family tension. The tension created by lingering negative energy can cause emotional strain in the family. Arguments may become more frequent, and there may be a growing sense of disconnection or discord among family members. It can be especially difficult for children, who may feel more vulnerable to this emotional disturbance. Consider the story of a family who moved into what they thought was their dream home. The house was charming, well located, and affordable. However, within a few weeks, things began to take a turn for the worse. The husband felt constantly drained, the children began to suffer from frequent nightmares, and the atmosphere of the home began to feel oppressive. After consulting with a Feng Shui expert, they learned that the previous owner of the house had passed away suddenly in the living room. The expert explained that the residual energy from the unexpected death had created an imbalance in the home, causing the family's health and emotional well-being to decline. In response, they decided to conduct a cleansing ritual, remove any objects that may have held onto this energy, and use Feng Shui remedies to clear the negative energy. Over time, the family reported feeling more at ease, their sleep improved, and they noticed a shift in the house's energy, making it feel more peaceful and balanced. If you are considering a house where someone passed away suddenly, or if you are already living in one, it's important to take the energy of the space into account. Whether you believe in Feng Shui or not, the psychological and emotional impacts of living in a space filled with negative energy can be profound. If you find yourself living in such a house, here are a few things you can do to restore balance. Conduct a cleansing ritual, such as burning sage, or using smudging techniques to clear negative energy. Consult a Feng Shui expert to help restore energy flow in the house, and remove the imbalance caused by the sudden death. Rearrange furniture and bring in fresh plants to encourage the circulation of positive energy. Place energy-blocking symbols or mirrors to protect the space and redirect the flow of energy. 6. The house with an old well buried beneath it. The next significant warning sign when choosing a home is the presence of an old well buried underneath it. You may think that this is simply an outdated or irrelevant concern, but there is much more to it. According to both Feng Shui and scientific perspectives, disturbing or covering up old wells, or burial sites can create an unstable energy field in the home, which can affect the health and well-being of the residents. In Feng Shui, wells are often seen as sources of life-giving energy. They are considered vital centers that connect the Earth's energy to the living. However, when a well is abandoned or improperly filled, it can turn into a negative energy vortex. The energy from an abandoned or covered-up well becomes stagnant, accumulating negative energy that can affect the household. A well, in this sense, can also represent the energy of the past. If something was buried beneath the house, especially in a location like the center of the property, the energy of the past may still linger, creating spiritual and emotional disturbances. Living above an old well or burial site can cause a variety of disturbances in the home. Unstable energy. The ground above an old well or burial site often creates unstable energy. This can make the energy of the house feel uneasy, causing emotional and physical discomfort for those living there. Health issues. The stagnant energy can lead to chronic health problems, including headaches, fatigue, or more serious conditions. The energy from the old well can drain the vitality of the residents, causing them to feel exhausted or disconnected. Emotional and spiritual drain. The presence of an old well or buried object can make people feel like they are trapped between two worlds, the living and the dead. This can lead to anxiety, depression, and a sense of being stuck in a negative energy cycle. Consider the story of a family who bought a beautiful house on a plot of land that seemed perfect at first. The house was large, the price was reasonable, and the location was ideal. However, after moving in, they began experiencing physical fatigue, insomnia, and a constant feeling of unease. They also noticed that their furniture and belongings began to deteriorate quickly. After further investigation, they learned that the property had once contained a well that had been sealed off many years ago. This well, located at the center of the property, had been improperly filled, and the energy from the well was still affecting the household. The family consulted a Feng Shui expert, who advised them to cleanse the land, and use Feng Shui symbols to redirect the energy. Over time, the family noticed a significant improvement in their health, mood, and overall well-being. If you are considering a house built over an old well or burial site, it's important to be aware of the potential negative energy that may affect the space. Whether or not you believe in Feng Shui, the scientific aspect of underground gases or toxins can contribute to long-term health issues. Here are some steps to take if you find yourself living above such a site. Consult a Feng Shui expert to help cleanse the space and restore positive energy flow. Perform a spiritual cleansing, such as using sage, essential oils, or candles to purify the energy. Use Feng Shui symbols or mirrors to redirect negative energy and protect the space. Regularly monitor the soil and air quality to ensure there are no harmful toxins affecting the household. Living in a house with an old well buried underneath it can bring about an energetic imbalance that affects the health, emotions, and overall well-being of the family. By taking the necessary steps to cleanse the energy and restore balance, you can ensure a more harmonious living space. 7. The house located at a three-way intersection. One of the most significant warning signs when choosing a house is its location, especially if it's situated at a three-way intersection. This is not just a superstition, it's a negative energy pattern that has been recognized in Feng Shui for centuries. The energy of a house located at an intersection can have a profound impact on the well-being of the residents, affecting their mental state, relationships, and overall quality of life. In Feng Shui, the energy of a three-way intersection is considered extremely unsettling. When a road points directly at the front door of the house, it creates a rush of energy that enters the home without pause or balance. This is akin to a straight shot of energy, and in Feng Shui, this is considered to bring chaos and instability into the home. The energy at a three-way intersection is often compared to an arrow, piercing through the home, and creating pressure on the people living inside. The overwhelming energy, a road pointing directly at the door, brings with it an overwhelming flow of energy that can disturb the peaceful atmosphere of the house. It's like being constantly bombarded with noise and chaotic energy. This can cause the residents to feel on edge, making it difficult for them to relax and unwind. Mental and emotional strain. The constant energy flow can manifest as anxiety and emotional distress. Feng Shui suggests that this energy causes the mind to be in a constant state of tension. The residents of such homes often report feeling like they can never fully relax, causing mental fatigue and heightened stress levels. Living in a home located at a three-way intersection can result in several long-term effects on the physical and mental health of the residents. These effects are both psychological and practical. Constant anxiety and tension. People living in homes at three-way intersections often report experiencing constant anxiety, nervousness, and difficulty concentrating. The rushing energy from the intersection can make people feel overwhelmed. And no matter how hard they try, they cannot seem to get comfortable. Mental exhaustion is common, and this can lead to problems in relationships and day-to-day functioning. Physical health issues. The constant bombardment of energy can also cause physical health problems, such as headaches, fatigue, and sleep disturbances. The body is in a constant state of stress, which weakens the immune system, and makes it difficult to maintain good health. Career and financial struggles. Many individuals living in homes at three-way intersections report career setbacks and financial difficulties. The constant flow of negative energy can affect the residents' ability to make decisions, leading to missed opportunities, or obstacles in their professional life. Family conflict. The overwhelming energy can also affect family dynamics. Feng Shui suggests that homes at three-way intersections may experience increased conflict and misunderstandings among family members. The chaotic energy makes it difficult for families to bond and enjoy peace together. Consider the example of a family who moved into a beautiful house at a great price. The house seemed perfect, with a great location, and everything they needed. However, within weeks of moving in, they began to experience increased stress, constant arguments, and exhaustion. The husband had trouble sleeping, the children began to feel anxious, and the atmosphere at home was always tense. After consulting with a Feng Shui expert, they discovered that the house was located at a three-way intersection, and the road pointed directly at the front door. The expert explained that the overwhelming energy from the intersection was flooding the home, causing the family to feel emotionally drained and disconnected. To address the issue, the family took several Feng Shui remedies, such as adjusting the position of the furniture, adding protective symbols, and even planting trees outside the house to block the direct flow of energy. Over time, they noticed significant improvements, the tension eased, their health improved, and they started feeling more connected as a family. If you are considering a house located at a three-way intersection, it's important to carefully evaluate the energy of the space. While the house may appear to be in a great location, and seem affordable, the energy coming from the intersection can bring instability and anxiety into the home. If you are already living in a house located at an intersection, here are a few Feng Shui solutions that can help. Add protective symbols. Consider placing mirrors, wind chimes, or brass cords outside the front door to deflect negative energy. Plant trees or bushes. Planting greenery outside the home can help block the flow of energy coming from the road. Rearrange the furniture. Move your furniture so that it's not directly in the path of the overwhelming energy. This will help reduce the tension inside. Create a calm, peaceful atmosphere. Use calming colors, add natural light, and incorporate relaxing scents to create a sanctuary that helps mitigate the negative effects of the intersection. By implementing these remedies, you can reduce the effects of the chaotic energy, and create a more peaceful, balanced environment in your home. 8 ceiling beams over the bed or dining table. Another critical warning sign when choosing a house is the presence of ceiling beams, especially if they are directly above the bed or dining table. Although this might seem like a minor architectural detail, ceiling beams are often associated with negative energy in Feng Shui, and can have a profound impact on the health and well-being of those living in the house. In Feng Shui, ceiling beams are seen as symbols of pressure. When these beams are directly above where you sleep, on the bed, or gather as a family, at the dining table, they can create a feeling of being weighed down. This pressure is thought to interfere with the flow of energy in the space, which can lead to various negative outcomes, both emotionally and physically. Pressure and constriction. The beam acts as a constant reminder of constriction, both physically and energetically. The feeling of something heavy overhead can cause discomfort and unease, disrupting sleep and creating emotional tension. Disrupted sleep. If a beam is directly above the bed, it can lead to disrupted sleep, as the energy of the beam can cause the body to feel stressed. This disruption can lead to insomnia, anxiety, and unrestful nights, which in turn affects your overall health. Impact on family bonding. When the beam is over the dining table, a place where families come together for meals, it can create tension and separation in relationships. The physical pressure of the beam is thought to represent emotional strain. affecting communication and harmony among family members. Ceiling beams can also have direct health impacts. They can cause chronic headaches, neck pain, and other physical issues due to the pressure that the beam creates. The psychological pressure of the beam often manifests as stress, fatigue, and an overall reduced quality of life. In Feng Shui, this is a sign that the home is not supporting the health and well-being of the people living there. Cardiovascular stress. The constant pressure of a beam over the bed can lead to long-term stress, which in turn can affect cardiovascular health. The anxiety caused by the beam's presence is believed to disrupt the body's natural rhythms and contribute to physical health issues over time. Emotional strain. In a family environment, the beam can cause emotional strain, leading to irritability, misunderstandings, and a general sense of being stuck. The psychological pressure of the beam is thought to stifle creativity and communication, preventing a harmonious atmosphere in the home. Consider the example of a family who moved into a beautiful home with a dining room and bedroom that had large ceiling beams directly above them. At first, they didn't think much of it, but over time, they began to experience sleep disturbances and relationship strain. The husband suffered from chronic headaches, and the children had trouble concentrating in school. The dining room, once a place of joy, became a source of tension during meals. After consulting a Feng Shui expert, they learned that the ceiling beams were contributing to the negative energy in the house, affecting their physical and emotional health. The expert recommended using Feng Shui remedies, such as installing a false ceiling or placing mirrors to deflect the energy. After implementing these changes, the family noticed a significant improvement. The atmosphere in the house became lighter, and the health issues started to diminish. Their relationships also improved, and the peaceful energy returned to their home. If you are considering a home with ceiling beams, especially above the bed or dining table, it's important to take action to address the negative energy they may bring. Here are some solutions you can implement. Install a false ceiling to cover the beam and remove the physical pressure. Use mirrors or crystals to deflect negative energy away from the space. Rearrange the furniture to move the bed or dining table away from directly under the beam, if possible. Use Feng Shui symbols such as wind chimes or protective charms to help neutralize the energy. By addressing the issues caused by ceiling beams, you can restore balance to your home and improve the health and emotional well-being of everyone who lives there. 9. Front door directly aligned with the back door. Another significant Feng Shui warning sign is when the front door is directly aligned with the back door of a house. This creates a scenario where the positive energy that enters the front door is quickly rushed out through the back door, without ever having a chance to circulate throughout the home. The result is a home that feels unstable and unable to retain positive energy. In Feng Shui, the front door is considered the mouth of energy, the point at which positive yang energy enters the home. The back door, on the other hand, represents an exit point for this energy. When the front and back doors are aligned in a straight line, the energy that enters the house is not allowed to settle or circulate. Instead, it flows straight through the house, causing an imbalance and making it difficult for the house to retain its vitality and positive energy. The energy rush, a direct alignment of the front and back doors, allows the energy to pass through the house too quickly. This creates a rush of energy that lacks the chance to circulate and nurture the space. The energy will not have time to accumulate in the house, resulting in a lack of stability and unsettled energy. Instability and lack of focus. In Feng Shui, this kind of energy flow can make the inhabitants feel disconnected, as the energy is not able to settle and nourish the home. It can also lead to a lack of privacy and focus. as the constant flow of energy creates an environment where people feel restless and unsettled. Living in a home where the front and back doors are aligned can have several negative effects on the energy and well-being of the residents. Lack of focus and direction. The lack of accumulated energy can make it hard for the residents to maintain focus or direction in their lives. Career setbacks, financial instability, and lack of motivation are common in homes with this type of layout. Emotional instability. The disruption in energy flow can cause emotional instability, making it difficult for the residents to feel settled. The constant rush of energy can cause feelings of restlessness and anxiety, as it is hard to feel grounded in a space where energy doesn't stay in place. Strained relationships. The lack of stability in the home can lead to increased conflict and misunderstandings among family members. Feng Shui suggests that this constant flow of energy can create an environment where family members feel constantly distracted and unable to connect with one another emotionally. Imagine a family who moves into a beautiful home in a prime location with everything they need. However, they begin to notice that despite the great location, they feel unsettled and disconnected. They experience constant distractions, stress, and tension. Their careers seem to stagnate, and they cannot figure out why things aren't progressing as expected. After consulting a Feng Shui expert, they learn that the alignment of the front and back doors is causing the problem. The expert explains that the constant flow of energy is rushing through the house without giving it time to settle and benefit the residents. To resolve the issue, the family follows several Feng Shui recommendations. They rearrange the furniture to block the direct line between the doors. Place plants or furniture strategically to slow down the energy flow. And install curtains or doors to create barriers and encourage energy to settle. Over time, they notice that the energy feels calmer, their stress levels decrease, and their career and personal relationships improve. If you are considering a house where the front and back doors are aligned, it's important to take steps to address the energy flow. Here are a few Feng Shui solutions you can implement. Rearrange the furniture. Place furniture or decorative objects in such a way that the energy flow is slowed down. You can use plants or partition screens to create boundaries and block the straight line between the doors. Install curtains or doors. Adding curtains or doors to either the front or back entrance can help reduce the rush of energy flowing through the house. Use energy symbols. Consider using mirrors, wind chimes, or brass cords to redirect the energy flow and prevent it from rushing through the house. By implementing these Feng Shui remedies, you can reduce the negative impact of the straight alignment and create a more harmonious and peaceful environment in your home. In this video, we've uncovered some of the critical warning signs you should be aware of when choosing a home. From the presence of a large dead tree in front of the house, symbolizing stagnant, negative energy, to the unsettling effects of a large vertical crack on the main wall, which disrupts the flow of positive energy and causes emotional and physical strain. These signs are more than just minor issues. They serve as powerful indicators of potential problems that can affect your well-being, stability, and overall harmony in the space you call home. The lessons we've learned from these signs emphasize the importance of maintaining balanced, positive energy in your living environment. Whether it's ensuring sunlight flows into the house, or addressing structural issues, creating a home that supports both physical and emotional health is essential. From the wisdom of Feng Shui to scientific understanding, it's clear that the energy around you shapes your life, and recognizing the signs early can make a significant difference in your health, relationships, and overall quality of life. As you move forward, always remember to pay attention to the energy of your space. If you ever come across a house with any of these warning signs, don't ignore them. Take proactive steps to address these issues, whether by seeking professional help, using Feng Shui remedies, or making necessary repairs to create a harmonious and healthy environment for yourself and your loved ones. I encourage you to reflect on the energy of your current living space. Are there any of these warning signs present in your home? What changes can you make today to improve the energy around you? Share your thoughts with me in the comments below, and let's start a conversation about creating positive, balanced environments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more tips on improving your living space. Finally, let's end with an affirmation. Comment below, I am always ready to embrace positive energy, and let's invite all the good energy into our lives. See you in the next videos.